mainly because of their ignorance of history. I'm sure your learned people here understand the contributions of Muslim civilization to the European Renaissance. You understand the accomplishments of Muslim scientists in every field: medicine, astronomy, geography, literature. And this is a common legacy between Muslims and non-Muslims. It is the civilization of the whole world together. And what contributed to the Muslim civilization, not only Arabs, non-Arabs, Indians, and others like Turks, and Muslims and non-Muslims also. And non-Muslims include Jewish writers, Jewish scientists, and Christian scientists, for example, physicians and specialists in other areas. This legacy together, ignorance of it, make people void, make people embarrassed. They come to the West here, they have no problem, they lose their identity. The problem with these, which does not appear now during this stage, is when they return to Islam, they become more fanatic. Their return to Islam, because their negligence or keeping away from Islam was so tough, when they return usually in these lands, they return being influenced only by what's going on in the media. While Muslims who came practicing already from the Islamic world, they were taught by the ulama. The ulama is an English word now. In the Oxford English Dictionary, it indicates those scholars who are specialists in Islamic studies, those who train imams, those who train preachers, ulama called. Now these ulama in our legacy are heirs of the prophets. And these are beautiful words of the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says, "Al-ulama warathatul anbiya." The ulama are heirs of the prophets. And he says, of the prophets in general. In every tradition, there are ulama who inherited their own prophet. And in Islam, we have ulama who inherited this great prophet. These ulama are the ones who have been carrying on the message of Islam for 14 centuries. Before the establishment of any political so-called Islamic movement, before any media comes to attack Islam and accuse Muslims of so and so, these ulama never produced any terrorists. Although I am against this, using this title, because terror is not to kill, rather to, from a Quranic perspective, is to put fear, to deter, rather, to deter someone. This is terror. And the root of the word terre in Latin, if you add to it deter, that's the understanding of terror in modern way from an Islamic perspective, rather than killing people. This is why we never had in our Islamic history people putting explosives in the streets. Actually, Muslims were not the first who made or invented explosives. Mass murders, killing people without distinguishing or discriminating against people. In that way, we never had it before. Of course, we had wars. Wars amongst Muslims and wars with non-Muslims. And these wars had ethics and laws. To tell you the truth, you will be probably shocked if you look at history and the number of wars which took place between Muslims and non-Muslims. Yet, Muslims followed a certain pattern of ethics very strictly in their wars. A Muslim fights face to face. When the enemy turns his back, you're not allowed to throw an arrow or stab in the back. Stabbing in the back is ghadr. And this is very much against the principles of Islam, principles of Al-Quran. I don't deny that there is jihad in Islam. Everyone knows this fact. But do we apply jihad here in the West? No, of course not. Because jihad has conditions. Whether it is jihad for da'wah, to spread the word of Islam, or jihad to defend your country or your family or your wealth or your honor. Jihad is to be established under the ruler, under the authority of a government, not by individuals. No such individual has the authority to declare jihad on his own against any country or against any community.